We're here today with Nathan Walpow. Thank you so much for being a part of this.
You're very welcome.
Really appreciate it. We're going to start off with our patented question. What is your favorite line from a novel?
Well, I think I misread the question because I thought it said from fiction. So it's actually from a short story.
That's fine. It can be anything.
It's a Richard Matheson story called Montage, like montage with man. And it goes something like this. The deep fall of pink-tipped flesh against transparent silk was what he saw. Now, I read that line when I was maybe 14, 15 at the most. And, I did not have to, I had to go looking for it. I remembered the line.
Wow.
It just, it said so much in one sentence, especially to a 14, 15-year-old boy, that it's just stuck with me all this time.
Wow. He was amazing.
Yeah.
His passing was, and his range of work.
Yeah.
Astounding. Now, you started out as an actor.
Well, I started out as a chemical engineer, but and then I became a computer guy, which I still kind of am. And my first artistic endeavor was as an actor. I was doing community theater, and then I realized that a bunch of people I was doing community theater with, who were no better than I was, were actually going out for acting jobs. So I thought, I'll do this. And I spent 9 or so years at it, got 6 days of SAG work, spoke 1 line in prime time. Between you and me, you don't have a snowball's chance in hell. And it was on Sledgehammer, and finally I lost the inspiration. I just wasn't, I was doing improv and I wasn't any good, and I just said, I'll move on. So, leading on to my writing career, I was sitting there with nothing to do, and I was leafing through the UCLA extension catalog one day, and I saw, short story class. Maybe I'll do that. And that's how it started.
That's how it all started. Were you always a fan of crime fiction, or did you
I was not, actually. I mostly read science fiction when I was a kid, and when I got older, I didn't have any specialty. I had a period where I read a lot of Ellery Queen, and then right before I started writing crime fiction, I read all of Chandler.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a big chunk of
It's a big chunk of Chandler.
And so then that just led to the four novels that you've printed, and
Right.
You're in several anthologies.
Yes. Yeah, last one was one of the Akashic anthologies, Orange County Noir.
Thank you for saying that, because I can never remember how to say it. So
Yeah.
which is great. Critically acclaimed series.
Yeah.
And what a great thing.
That one was edited by our own Gary Phillips.
Can you give us a hint? Well, your book's up. I'm sorry.
My book is actually up.
Great title.
My novella.
Logan's Young Guns.
Logan's Young Guns.
Great title.
And it's about this guy who he goes around, and when the cops can't do what needs to be done to certain types of bad people, he just sort of takes care of it. So, he doesn't go butchering people like Dexter, but he functions as a sort of an adjunct to the justice system. Anyway, he goes after a guy who he thinks has beaten up a woman, finds out that it's definitely not this guy, and, hilarity ensues. It's the first thing I've done that from multiple points of view, and it was a lot of fun to do that, because it was just very freeing that, I don't have to figure out how my protagonist, found out about all this other stuff that went on.
Wow.
Yeah.
How fun.
It was lots of fun.
That's great. So just out of a wild card question here, just for fun, there's this whole trend now in it seems in publishing where people are taking on other people's characters. Robert B. Parker passed away, and several people have taken on his Western series.
Mm-hmm.
Ace Atkins has taken on a Spencer series. Someone else has taken on the Jesse Stone series.
Parker himself had taken on Chandler.
You're right. Yeah, exactly. There's a new Hercule Poirot novel coming out.
Absolutely.
If an estate came to you and said, we want you to carry on this character, we want you to bring this guy forward into future,
Mm-hmm.
is there anybody who would just really you'd go for?
Yeah, and I actually mentioned before Ellery Queen. When I was reading those, there were a couple of things about it. First of all, Ellery was a great detective, but he was not a fierce man. He was very cerebral, and he was just good at figuring stuff out. But he always got done what he wanted to get done. I find that that his stories are the kinds of things I would like to write. The other thing I like about it is that he had the relationship with his father,
Right.
which is something that's in the Joe Portugal books, and something that, because I don't think I had the most ideal relationship with my father. Not that there's anything psychological going on here. I just find it interesting to write about, especially because his father's also a crime fighter, but from a
Right.
different age. So yeah, if Reg and Manfred's heirs want to come forward and offer me even small scads of money, I would do it.
You'd sign that contract.
Yeah.
That's great. Well, I'm glad you're going to be able to explore other realms of mystery with us.
I am very glad. This has
And-
really been a re-energizing to my writing career.
Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you, Nathan, so
Thank
much.
you.